So this is our routine lesson for the beginner girls. And the first, after the event warm-ups, while we're stretching, one coach is going to be stretching with the kids, and the second coach is going to grab the routine binder and take one student at a time to the bars. When they get to the bars, the coach can open up the routine binder to the bar routine. Let's see, where's the bar routine? Right here, and then you'll have the students, you're going to time them for exactly 1 minute. So they get the bars for 1 minute while they're doing the stretch. The stretch is supposed to take around 10 minutes, so every kid should get a minute for the bar routine. Okay, so class gets divided into two groups. Half of the room is going to go to the back, and half the room is going to come sit on the balance beam. The kids who are sitting on the balance beam with the front of the room, they're working on their floor routine. So the coach can explain to the students that next week when their parents come, their parents are going to be sitting in the front of the room. They're actually going to be sitting behind the beam, big beam. And what we're going to do for Parents Week is we're all going to walk out the door. So go ahead, Coach Brianna, walk out the door. And one by one, we're going to call your name. So we're going to say, Brianna. And Brianna is going to come in and she's going to salute to the parents. Good, and then she's going to go sit down in the back, but for today, we're actually going to go sit down on the beam. So come sit down on the beam just for today, Coach Brianna. Okay, and then once all the kids are sitting on the beam, we're gonna pick the first kid. So let's say we're going to say, pretend Jessica, who's sitting next to Brianna, is going to come do her floor routine with the coach. And then everyone else who's sitting on the beam, let's say the coach can tell them, okay, while Jessica is doing her floor routine, you guys are all going to take your tushy off of the beam and do tricep dips the whole time. And then after Jessica finishes, the next kid is going to go, let's say it's Maeve. Maeve goes to do her floor routine. Now Coach Brian tells everyone who's sitting on the beam, while Maeve's doing her floor routine, you can do leg lifts. So sit down with your... Yep, you can keep your tushy either on or off the beam and have them lift their legs one at a time. They can do maybe 5 on each side and keep going until the routine is over. The other things you can do is have them do a tuck hold, and you can also have them come behind the beam and do a plank. So hands on the beam, feet behind the beam. They can do a plank and touch their shoulders one at a time, and they can also do mountain push-ups. So that's what they're going to do in the front of the room. Now, just remember, if you have a rowdy group or you're rushing or there's kids who don't really pay attention, do easier conditioning with them or do no conditioning. So maybe just choose one thing like the tuck hold and make them do it again and again, or just make them sit. So based on the behavior or group, you can modify. So for the back of the room, we're focusing on the beam routine. This is how the beam is going to be set up for Parents Week. Actually, the room is basically set up for Parents Week. Make sure that the coach is standing facing the back of the room because even though they're helping the kid on beam, they have to keep a visual on the other students. Now, based on the behavior of the kids in this group, you're either going to do a back circuit. Make sure you have exactly the same number of stations as students. If you have less students, take away stations. We want a kid to be at a routine station at all times. If you have kids who are really rowdy or difficult or you feel like they need to sit, then you can just divide two groups. Half of the kids are by beam, going one by one with the coach, and half of the kids are by bars, waiting by themselves, one by one to do the bars. But hopefully you have a good group of kids, and the first station is going to be with the coach, the beam routine. The next station, Coach Brianna, you can show us, is going to be a cartwheel on the trampoline. So make sure you have one body part in each panel. So maybe put 1 foot on behind you on the trampoline. And then we'll put 1 foot on the first panel, and we'll put one hand and 1 foot in each panel. So we have a nice long cartwheel, yeah. Then on the next 2 bars, they're doing their full bar routine. And you should leave the bar routine paper on the side for the kids who know how to read. So Coach Brownie, you want to run and grab it from the routine binder? Okay, we have this blue routine binder. You can pull out the sheet for the bar routine, and you can leave it there for the students who know how to read to be able to read. I highly recommend that the coaches by floor and by beam use the routine binder as well to read off the paper. You do not want to be relying on your memory and teaching the kids wrong. Over here, by the next bar, they're going to work on chin-ups or candlesticks. You can choose either one, depending on the kids in your class. You can either have them just bend and straighten their elbows, or if you want, you can have them with their chin on top of their bar with one foot bent, doing some candlesticks. So kicking to candlestick and coming back. You can see based on the kids in your class which drill you want to work on. And over here, they're going to just work on their tuck hold with the bunny. And they can, if they want to, they can try to jump in and out of the bars with it, like they have done previously. And that's it. Thank you, Coach Brianna.